true for us, that it's like we get the whole year of seasons all in one day. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're on live.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cucina Quarantena. But today, Cucina Quarantena is Icelandic in flavor. So I'd like to introduce everybody out there watching to our friends in Iceland. Lars, hello, Lars.
Hi.
And Bjarni, who you met yesterday. So both of them we've featured before here on Adventures with Sarah. And also as the sous chef today, we have my mini chef, my son, Nicola. So, so tell us what we're going to be cooking today.
Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to the first annual cooking show from Iceland. And it's relatively simple what we're doing tonight. We're going to bake Icelandic pancakes, which in many ways are similar to crepes, both from Belgium and France.
Fantastic. All right. We've got all of our ingredients here, and I just want to read for everybody. Bjarni sent me the recipe already, so I'm just going to put that up here. You can see it is 2 cups of flour, ½ teaspoon salt, ½ teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 ounces of melted butter, and 2 cups of milk. So it's like a 2-2-2. I'll put this recipe up in the comments section on this video once we're done with the live stream. All right.
And also, if you notice, everything is in your measurements.
I did notice that. That was very, very nice of you.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. But let's start with the dry ingredients.
Okay.
And we start with our 2 cups of flour.
Do you see it?
Yep, we can see. Perfect.
Tonight I'm relatively lazy, so I'm using the machine.
Oh, you're using your KitchenAid. Oh man, you didn't tell me we could eat. I've got one of those too.
You don't need that. Usually I don't.
Okay.
Tonight I'm lazy.
Should measure.
And we have our baking soda.
Baking soda, okay. Yeah. So is baking powder is that what it's called in Iceland? Baking powder, it's the same thing?
No, it's slightly different.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Because when I stayed in Italy, I live in Italy sometimes, and I have had no luck finding these ingredients there. So it is a little hard sometimes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh. All right, so we've got flour, we've got baking powder, and we've got baking soda. So what's next?
Well, we stir this or mix this a little bit together first. And then we add the eggs. We add the milk. So two eggs. Mix them in.
You got it. Ooh, perfect. That's good. Okay. Very nice. All right, Nico. And then I'm going to measure out. You start stirring, and I'm going to measure out the milk for you. So start stirring. Okay, so we've got now all the dry ingredients. We've got 2 eggs, and we're putting in the milk now.
Yeah. And then you stir this until you are out of lumps.
Out of lumps, no lumps. No. Oh, no. All right. So this is my son, who's 13. He's traveled all over the place, but he has not yet been to Iceland. So that's going to be, maybe
Okay.
he'll have a guest with us in September. We'll see.
I was looking at the pictures from 2019, and that reminded me that we had 3 nights of Northern Lights.
3
on that
nights.
tour.
Wow. Super
But
cool.
that was very lucky at that. In the middle of
Yeah, some
September.
people have commented that you don't get that all the time. So
Hold on.
a good technique. Well, for people watching, also a good technique for stirring and getting lumps out is using a spatula and kind of smashing along the side of the bowl. You see what I'm doing? It kind of presses the lumps out. So tell me, Bjarni, what's the weather like today? You said that it can be different every day. So is it still winter?
Well, like Laura said before, the temperature now is +1 or around 0. It will be +1 or 2 tomorrow.
So that's like summer, right?
Like, yeah, it's sometimes the winter is like a summer. Because some summers can be cold also.
Yeah.
We would call this cold summer, but warm winter.
Well, in Seattle, we get, if we get maybe 10 or 15 degrees in June, we feel pretty happy about that. That feels like summer.
Yeah.
Summer doesn't
Yeah, I
really
think it's probably quite similar in Iceland and Seattle.
Yeah.
Rather rainy and windy.
Yeah, we don't really get too much snow, but we definitely get
No.
rainy and windy, which
The
today
same
is.
thing here. We haven't had almost no snow this winter.
Here on the
Really?
south.
Yeah, not in the
south
south. Yeah, but they are being ditched in the north or buried in snow there.
Huh, okay. And then, let him just take a risk. We'll have more luck getting launched up. Okay. All right, I think we're almost ready.
There he is doing melting the butter and putting it into the
The butter has not been
butter.
added.
The butter is in the butter.
Yes, the butter is in the batter.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
You remember the picture that was a background yesterday?
Yes, I do.
For Reed?
Yeah, the waterfall.
Yeah. That river is has flooded now because of ice.
Oh,
And
wow.
the bridge on the ring road, it's closed now these days. Well,
Oh,
at least today. It has been open during daytime, the past few days. Today it was closed.
So what do most people do at this time of year who live in Iceland? Is it a big reading community? Do people still go out and get together? Like, what do they do with their time when the weather's so bad? Here in Seattle, we read a lot of books. That's what we most commonly do.
Yes, that's pretty common in Iceland also. We read a lot of books, and we don't mingle too much now because of the COVID. Even Laura's on his way over here, he had this mask on.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds about right here as well.
And the kids, they mingle mostly in the computer games.
Yeah, I think so. He can attest to that. We do that here too. So for the people watching, this is what we're using today. They have a very similar one. This is an aluminum nonstick crepe pan. And I just wanted to mention for anybody out there watching, if you're looking to add to your collection of pans, my mom bought this for me a few years ago, and I would have never asked for a crepe pan, but I use it for everything. I use it for cooking eggs. I use it for omelets. Yeah, so this is a really useful tool. If you don't have one, it's one of my favorite pans. So, so you guys said to go ahead and generously butter this, right?
Not generously. Just
A little bit.
put a little bit. Just put some butter in a tissue and give it a small stroke, and you do that in between.
Okay, so in between each time. All right. Okay, so are we ready to cook?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
You get ready in a minute. Okay.
Okay, we have a medium-high temperature.
Okay. So you cook over there. Okay, and how big should these pancakes be when we start putting batter in? Like, how much batter should we put in each time?
You would probably, well, what I do, and most people do, if when the pan is hot, you put the batter in, and then you the rest that doesn't stick immediately, you put that into the bowl again.
Okay. All right. It's probably about that much.
You need both hands, one on the pan. Your left hand on the pan, please. Okay,
Okay, yeah, got it.
put the batter in,
Okay.
and then you roll the pan so
And
it
now
goes
swirl.
everywhere. Oh, that's fine. And roll the pan. It's supposed to be very thin.
There we go. Yeah, that's good.
That's beautiful. Okay, now you put it on the heat again. And when you see the steam coming up, when the steam is about to stop coming up, then you need, let me show you. First one never works. I need more, I need more heat.
I'm really glad you said that because I always feel like when I make crepes, the first one, I always eat it because it usually is a disaster. I thought that was just me.
No, I give it to my wife.
Hey, that's not very nice. Although I like the first one because it usually has the most butter in it.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're almost good because it's getting kind of dry around the edges. So is that the time to flip it?
Yeah.
If you have a small knife, let me see the edges, or something to. No, you need. I need to see the bottom part. No,
It's
it
not
needs.
brown.
No, it needs more heat.
More heat. Okay. All right. So when we take this off, are we going to, do we fold these? Do we roll these? Do we just leave them flat?
No, I made a batch today because we need to wait until they cool down. So when we finish our baking now, baking a few pancakes, I will show you from the batch that I made today how we arrange them ready for eating.
I think it's going to be much. So this is interesting because it feels a little bit, it's a different texture than a French crepe for sure. Because French crepes are a lot more sort of, I don't know, slick. This is really the baking soda and baking powder give it a slightly different texture, don't they?
Yeah. Lotus, if you show my pan now, what I do, put the, okay.
Oh, wow, look at
it.
you. Gotcha. Wow, okay. That's fast.
Yeah, that's what my wife says.
Okay. All right, so you butter the pan in between each time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And start moving it around. This smells really good. I'm really tempted to have some now, but it also, there's no sugar in it. Some put sugar into these, but these are just plain, right?
Yeah, there are two main ways that we serve these. One is that we drizzle sugar over and then we roll them up.
Okay.
And another one is we put the rhubarb jam, of course homemade, and cream.
So do people have these for breakfast or for a snack or for a dessert? When do they eat these?
Well, the ones with the cream, they are mainly for dessert or when you have guests over for afternoon coffee.
For coffee, okay. So it's kind of like the Scandinavian fika, right? The coffee and yeah, okay. Beautiful. Really? So they cook really fast once the pan is heated up, right?
Yeah.
Yep, looks beautiful. All right, so butter. Okay, we don't have any rhubarb jam, so it's okay to use something different, right?
Yeah, well, it's just an old Icelandic tradition to have rhubarb jam. But you, of course, can make rhubarb jam.
We could make rhubarb jam, yeah.
Strawberry jam.
Oh, we. Ooh, now that's an yeah, we've got a strawberry jam, so that's going to be what we use. Okay, yeah. Beautiful. So what other kind of desserts do people like in Iceland?
Well, the Icelandic cuisine is more or less international. But yeah, pancakes, they are one of the old traditional ones. And we also have something that's called lumber. That's similar to your pancakes.
Then we usually serve them for breakfast, though. And then we have ice cream.
Ice cream, ooh, okay. So a typical dessert would be that. What would a typical breakfast in Iceland be?
Toast, yogurt,
Cereals.
yeah, cereals. You have well, all kinds of cereals, cornflakes or whatever.
Porridge sometimes.
I thought you were going to say something like whale meat scrambled in eggs or something like that. No,
No, that will be more in like a feast we are holding tomorrow.
okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. So for those of you watching tomorrow, Lars is going to show us all of the unusual foods that Icelandic people eat. So it'll be fun to check it out. I'm not sure I'm going to be sorry that I'm not in Iceland with you for that. I'm going to be happy to watch. Good. Nico's a master. Look at that. Those are turning out beautifully.
Oh, they are perfect.
I read the brochure.
You've read the brochure. All right. So, okay. I think we've got enough made here now that we're ready to move on to finish. So, what's the way that we finish them?
Let me finish the one that's on the pan already.
Yes. Yes.
Another thing that is very good, that is, is to cool the batter in between. If you let the batter stay in the refrigerator for an hour or two, that's very good.
Oh, is it? What is different if you chill the batter?
I think it binds better, so it's
Okay.
mixes better.
I'm not sure. That's what my mother told me, and I'm a good son.
you
I say
tell
yes.
All right.
Okay, let's do some handiwork.
But delicious work, I think.
Okay, now it's fun time.
Okay.
Here we have, do you see anything on our table?
No.
The camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the batch I made today.
Okay.
Okay, Laura's going to show you. He takes one pancake.
Okay. And some jam.
That's the jam.
And spray this to your company.
We don't have any whipped cream in our house, so Nico had the idea that we're going to put some British clotted.
First in half, and then again in half, so they look like this.
They're folded into quarters.
Ah, okay, so it's like a little purse. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Akkurat.
Fold it into quarters.
Now what you will be doing is that you're taking sugar, just regular sugar. We drizzle it on. And then we roll them.
Ah, okay.
And then they are stacked like this. And you will see this in some of the restaurants that we will be going to in September.
Uh-huh.
You will be seeing pancakes on the menu.
Okay. So how do you say pancake in Icelandic then?
Pönnukökur.
What?
Pönnu, that's pan.
Okay.
Kökur is cakes.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to have to learn that in person. I think that's hard to learn over the internet. As Reed pointed out yesterday, those are a little difficult to pronounce. All right, so I'm having the rolled one with the sugar, and Nico's having the jam and cream one. Let's see what we think. Delicious. It's interesting because it's a different texture than a crepe, actually. It's a very similar batter. Really good.
Yeah, this the cakes with the Icelandic pancakes are much softer than the crepes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're exactly right the way you described it. It's sort of halfway between a crepe and an American pancake.
So that's approximately how we would fill the dish to serve it in.
Beautiful. Look at that. And those are all filled with the cream and the strawberries, right?
Yeah, that's the cream part.
Yum. So you could put other things in too. So you put in the rhubarb and the cream, but you could put in lingonberries, or you could put in blueberry jam.
Of course.
Fresh fruit.
Whatever you want. The tradition is to either have sugar or have rhubarb and cream. My children, they're not children, the youngest one is 29. They sometimes put Nutella. Are you familiar with that? Hazelnut cream. So there are no consequences. If you don't follow the traditional recipe, you will not be persecuted.
Good. We're not going to be thrown in some elven Icelandic jail, right?
Probably not, but we give no promises.
So that reminds me, tomorrow, Lars, when we get together again, you guys are going to talk about interesting Icelandic foods, but also you have some interesting folk tales to tell us, right?
Yeah, yeah. We will save them until tomorrow.
So Reed was telling me that there was some like highway that they wanted to build, but they couldn't build it because they said that elves or something lived in the hills.
Yeah, it was not a highway, it was a street in the second biggest town in Iceland. It's actually in the center of the capital area. And there was this rocky hill in the way, and they planned to blast it away where the road was going to lie. But when they were almost to start, then the funds of this municipality ran out very strangely. The funds were drained, and so they canceled the project for about 10 years. Then they planned to start again with some blasts and things like that. Then the machines broke down, and so they canceled it again for about 30 years, and then they had the same problem again. Every time when they planned to start on this, that was in the late 80s, the last attempt. And then they said, okay, enough is enough. You know that somebody is living there and they don't want us to spoil their home. And so we just let them have it, and it has not been protected. And
so they protected themselves, the fairies or gnomes or whatever protected themselves.
Yeah, and this road now is a 2-lane road, except where this hill is, they had to squeeze it to 1 lane. And but they go just touch the hill, they don't spoil it.
That is fantastic that they respect their magical creatures.
Yeah, and they had this problem also about 6 years ago. They were laying a new road here nearby, and they had to postpone that project for almost 2 years when they were dealing with elves, and they did not want to move the road line, but they came to a conclusion that was to move the elves' rock out of the road line. When that had been done, the job was able to finish.
And the elves are good about that.
Yeah, instead of the blasting through, they took the big boulder and moved it.
Yeah, and they needed really, really big cranes and bulldozers to do that because it was a huge rock.
And whatever the reason is, well, be it placebo or whatever, it works. And people like the story, so.
Yeah, we maybe say that we don't believe in this crap, but we will not break the tradition in the case. If it's true, then if it disturbs them, then something bad will happen to us.
We don't really believe, but we also don't want to make the elves angry.
No, we don't take the chance. We have enough space, okay? You want to stay there? All right, I just go there instead.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for teaching us how to make Icelandic pancakes. What do you think, Nico? Come on over and tell us. How do they turn out? What do you think?
Good.
Good. Thumbs up.
Oh, good.
All right. How do we say good in Icelandic?
Yeah. Thank you all so very much. And nice to see you.
We say gott. Gott.
Got? What's that?
Gott. That's G-O-T-T. That's gott.
Got.
That's good.
It is got. Very good. Fantastic. Well, thank you everybody out there watching today, making Icelandic pancakes. And thank you so much, Lars and Bjarni, coming to us live from Iceland. And you guys are going to join us again tomorrow. And we agreed at 10 o'clock, right? My time?
Yeah.
10 o'clock your time, yes.
10 o'clock my time. All right, so 10 o'clock my time tomorrow, please join us back here on Adventures with Sarah, and we're going to learn all about the most unusual Icelandic foods. And I'm sure you'll be able to smell the fermented shark through your screen. That's how strong it is. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're interested in making these pancakes, just wait a couple minutes and I'm going to write the recipe for you in the comment section on this video. So thanks a lot, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. A good day for you. Bye.